right? Hobart S sitting at 24 degrees, while Darwin S only hitting 22. Yeah, you heard that right. Tasmania warmer than the top end. But here, what S got me concerned is your area about to cop the first serious heat of the season, or are you looking at unexpected relief? Currently, the Bureau of Meteorology has severe weather warnings active for 3 states, affecting over 8 million Australians. Within the next 90 seconds, I am going to give you exact timing for when conditions change in your capital city. But first, chuck your location in the comments right now, city or town, because tomorrow I'll be doing personalised forecasts for every single place you mention. Sydney, you are looking at 32 degrees today, climbing to 36 tomorrow. Then here is the thing, Saturday could push 39. Melbourne currently 28, tomorrow 31. Weekend looking at 34 before a southerly buster arrives Sunday evening. Brisbane 33 today, 35 tomorrow, staying hot through the weekend at 37. Perth, you are at 37 already. Tomorrow 39. Saturday could crack 41 degrees. Adelaide 29 now, 33 tomorrow. Saturday 37. Hobart, as I mentioned, 24 today, 26 tomorrow, cooling to 22 by Sunday. Darwin 22 with that unusual cloud cover, 28 tomorrow, back to 32 by the weekend. Canberra, you are at 30 degrees, tomorrow 34, Saturday 37. Now, there is one detail in those numbers that should have everyone paying attention. Access is showing this heat building from the west, pretty standard stuff. But the European model reckons there is a cut-off low developing in the bight that could completely change Saturday's picture for South Australia and Western Victoria. This 100-kilometre difference in positioning changes everything. We'll have much better clarity tomorrow morning after the latest model runs. Let me break down what's actually happening with this air mass. We've got a massive high pressure system sitting over the Tasman, pretty much locked in place. Meanwhile, a heat trough is deepening across inland Western Australia, and it is dragging that furnace air from the interior right across the southern half of the country. The pressure gradient between these two systems is creating some interesting scenarios. For you lot in regional New South Wales, Newcastle, you are looking at 34 tomorrow, 37 Saturday, Wollongong 31 tomorrow, 35 Saturday. Coffs Harbour staying slightly cooler at 30 tomorrow, 32 Saturday, thanks to that coastal influence. Wagga Wagga, you are in for a rough trot, 37 tomorrow, 40 Saturday, possibly 42 Sunday. Dubbo, similar story, 36 tomorrow, 39 Saturday. Victoria, Geelong tracking with Melbourne, 30 tomorrow, 33 Saturday. Ballarat, you are looking at 29 tomorrow, 32 Saturday. Bendigo gets hit harder, 33 tomorrow, 37 Saturday. Shepparton, 34 tomorrow, 38 Saturday, before that cool change. Hang on, let me clarify something about that cool change because this is important. The southerly buster I mentioned for Melbourne, it is not arriving everywhere at the same time. Current modelling suggests it hits the coast around 6 p.m. Sunday, reaches Melbourne by 8 p.m, but doesn't make it to Shepparton until after midnight. So Sunday evening plans need to factor in where you are, not just what the capital forecast says. Queensland, Gold Coast sitting at 34 tomorrow, 36 Saturday. Sunshine Coast, 33 tomorrow, 35 Saturday. Townsville, you are at 31 tomorrow, 32 Saturday. That monsoonal flow keeping things relatively moderate up there. Cairns, 29 tomorrow, staying around 29 through the weekend. Toowoomba, bit of a mixed bag, 32 tomorrow, 34 Saturday. Actually, I should be more specific about Toowoomba because there's an interesting setup developing. You on the range, right? So while Brisbane is cooking at 37, you might stay a couple of degrees cooler. But if that sea breeze doesn't make it over the ranges Saturday afternoon, you could end up hotter than Brisbane. It's genuinely 50-50 at this stage. Western Australia, Bunbury, you are at 36 tomorrow, 38 Saturday. Geraldton, 39 tomorrow, 41 Saturday. Kalgoorlie, Fair Dinkum, 42 tomorrow, 44 Saturday. Broome up north, 33 tomorrow, 34 Saturday. You in your build-up season. Humidity's the killer up there, not just the temperature. South Australia, Mount Gambier, currently 27, tomorrow 30, Saturday 33. Whyalla, 34 tomorrow, 37 Saturday. Port Augusta, you were looking at 38 tomorrow, 41 Saturday. And this is where that cut-off low I mentioned becomes critical. If it develops, Port Augusta might only hit 37 Saturday. If it doesn't, you could be pushing 43. Check back tomorrow because the overnight model runs should nail this down. Tasmania, Launceston, 23 today, 25 tomorrow, 21 Sunday when that cool air arrives. Devonport, 22 today, 24 tomorrow, 19 Sunday. Tassie crew are getting the relief first. Northern Territory, Alice Springs is where it gets interesting. Currently 38, tomorrow 41 Saturday, potentially 44 degrees. Catherine, 36 tomorrow, 37 Saturday. The dry is well and truly established across the top end now. Now, around the 3-minute mark here, I want to remind you about those comments. Seriously, drop your location below. Tomorrow, forecast is going to be much more detailed, and I'll call out specific towns if I see them in the comments. Plus, I reckon some of you are in spots where the forecast could go either way, and I want to make sure you've got the heads up. Let me talk about fire danger because this is critical. The Bureau has issued total fire ban for the Mallee and Wimmera districts in Victoria for Saturday. South Australia got total fire bans for the Flinders, Mid-North, York Peninsula and parts of the Adelaide Metro. Western Australia, you've got extreme fire danger ratings for the Goldfields and Eastern Wheatbelt Saturday. This is not the day for any outdoor burning. And if you are in these areas, your fire plan needs to be ready to go. It's not just the heat. It is the heat combined with these northwesterly winds. Saturday afternoon, we're re-looking at winds 25 to 35 kilometres per hour, gusting to 50 km an hour across southern South Australia and Western Victoria. That is enough to turn a small fire into something catastrophic within minutes. There is something else I need to mention, and this is the one thing that got me concerned for Sunday night into Monday. Both Access and the GFS are showing a trough moving through, and behind it we could see some severe thunderstorm activity. Now, the European model is less convinced, showing the trough further south. But if Access is right, we're re-talking southeastern Queensland, northeastern New South Wales, potentially severe cells with large hail and damaging winds Monday afternoon. Let me give you the timing as it stands now. And I stress, this could shift. Brisbane, if it happens, Monday around 2 p.m. onwards. Gold Coast, similar timing. Northern New South Wales, Lismore area, maybe 3 p.m. Monday. Coffs Harbour, 4 p.m. Monday. This is very preliminary and there's still a bit of uncertainty around whether it develops at all. Tomorrow's update will be much clearer. Back to temperatures I haven't covered ACT properly. Canberra, Yuri at 30 tomorrow, 34 Friday, Saturday as the concern at 37 degrees. And it's a dry heat, humidity staying low, so fire danger is significant in the surrounding areas. For our island territories, Christmas Island sitting at 28 tomorrow, 29 Saturday, you are in the tropics. It's about the humidity up there, feels like temperatures pushing mid-30s. Norfolk Island, 23 tomorrow, 24 Saturday. Bit of cloud building. Let me check that again on the precipitation because this matters for a lot of you. The models are showing potential rain for southeastern Australia Monday into Tuesday, but here where it gets messy. Access has the low tracking further south, bringing 20 to 40 millimetres to Melbourne and Hobart. The European model reckons it stays further north, giving Brisbane and northern New South Wales the bulk of the rain, maybe 50 to 80 mils. The American GFS model splits the difference. This is pretty unusual for this time of year, having 3 major models disagree this much about a system only 4 days out. Usually by now we do have better agreement. It tells me the atmospheric setup is genuinely complex. What does this mean for you practically? If you are in Melbourne or Hobart, there's a chance of decent rain Monday night. If you are in Brisbane or northern New South Wales, there's a chance of decent rain Monday afternoon and night. But I can tell you with confidence which scenario plays out. Tomorrow morning, after the 6 a.m. model runs, I'll have much better information. Around the 12-minute mark now, and I want to circle back to those comments one more time. I know I keep banging on about it, but honestly, the more specific you are with your location, the better I can tailor tomorrow's forecast. If you are in a regional area, definitely let me know because those forecasts often get overlooked and that's where some of the most interesting weather setups develop. Let us talk about the heat in more detail because this isn't just uncomfortable, it's potentially dangerous. Feels like temperatures Saturday across the interior, we are talking Broken Hill, Mildura. Renmark could exceed 45 degrees when you factor in the sunshine and low humidity. If you are working outdoors, this is heat that can cause serious illness within an hour. The health departments in South Australia and Victoria will likely issue extreme heat warnings Friday night. Overnight temperatures are part of the story too. Friday night into Saturday, Adelaide S low is only dropping to 24 degrees. Melbourne 22, Perth 25. Those overnight minimums, Don T, give your body enough recovery time if you've been in the heat all day. Make sure you've got air conditioning or a cooling plan. Coastal areas, you're getting some relief. The Fremantle doctor in Perth should kick in Saturday around 1 p.m, dropping temperatures at the coast from 41 down to around 33 within an hour. Absolutely brutal inland though. Sydney S sea breeze Saturday will keep the coast around 34, while western suburbs push 39 to 40 degrees. Actually, let me be more specific about Sydney because there's a big spread. Penrith and Richmond, you are looking at 40 degrees Saturday. Parramatta 38. Sydney CBD 34, Bondi 32. That is an 8-degree difference across the metro area, all on the same day. There's one location that could cop something completely unexpected, and I am watching this closely for tomorrow's update. Snowy Mountains, specifically Thredbo and Perisher areas. You're getting this hot air mass, but there is moisture coming up from the south. We could see thunderstorms up there Saturday afternoon, and with the temperature profile, there's an outside chance of small hail. At this time of year, at that elevation, it's not impossible. I'll know more tomorrow. Beach conditions this weekend, south-facing beaches in New South Wales and Victoria. You're looking at a solid 2 to 3 metre swell Saturday and Sunday. Conditions a bit messy with that northwesterly wind Saturday, then cleaning up as the wind swings southerly Sunday. Queensland beaches staying relatively calm, 1 to 1.5 metres, clean conditions. Surf S pumping at Bells Beach and down the Victorian coast Saturday morning before the wind gets into it. Cleanest conditions early before 9 a.m. By afternoon, wind affected and choppy. Northern New South Wales, Byron to Coffs, offshore winds Saturday morning make it prime. Sunday, onshore wind kills it. Now, I haven't mentioned the tropical developments properly, and there's stuff happening up there worth knowing about. We've got a tropical low in the Coral Sea, currently sitting about 800 kS east of Cairns. Models show it tracking southeast away from the coast, no threat to Australia. But there is another low developing in the Gulf of Carpentaria early next week. Very early days, but it is something to keep an eye on. Cyclone season doesn't officially end until April, and we've seen late season cyclones before. That Gulf low, if it develops, could bring heavy rain to Western Queensland and the Northern Territory midweek. Potentially good rain for areas that need it. But again, this is 6-7 days out. Formation isn't even certain yet. Worth watching though. Yeah, look, I know this isn't ideal for anyone planning outdoor events this weekend. If you've got a Saturday wedding, barbecue, sports event, you are dealing with significant heat across most of the country. Delay start times if possible. Make sure they're shade and plenty of water. This is the kind of heat where you can go from feeling fine to heat exhaustion pretty quickly. For the farmers watching, this heat is stressing crops and livestock. Make sure water troughs are full. Animals have access to shade. If you in South Australia or Victoria, this could be the final blow for any crops already struggling. Let me give you the broader pattern because understanding the setup helps make sense of all this. That Tasman high I mentioned at S, massive, like 1500 kS across. S blocking any westerly flow that would normally bring cool changes more regularly this time of year. The climate drivers are showing neutral ENSO conditions where not in El Nino or La Nina, and the Indian Ocean dipole is also neutral. So we don't have the big picture drivers that would tip the scales one way or another. What we've got instead is this blocking pattern that letting heat build and persist. These patterns can last 1 week or 4 weeks. Impossible to say at this range, but if it persists into March, we could be looking at a very dry, very hot late summer into early autumn. Record-wise, we were not threatening any major benchmarks this weekend, but we were getting close in some spots. Perth's February record is 46 degrees back in 1991. Saturday S41 is well below that. Adelaide S record is 47 from 2009. Saturday S37 isn't close, but Mildura could challenge its February record record of 45 if things align perfectly Saturday afternoon. Right, let me recap where we re at, because I know that was a lot of information. Basically, hot and dry through Saturday for southern and inland Australia. Heat peaks Saturday, then a cool change moves through Sunday, bringing relief to the southeast. Fire danger is critical Saturday. Total fire bans in effect for multiple districts. Potential for severe thunderstorms Monday, but significant uncertainty about where they develop. And we re-watching that Gulf low for potential development later next week. The forecast uncertainty increases beyond Saturday because of these competing model solutions. That is why I keep saying check back tomorrow, not just as a gimmick, but because the forecast genuinely will be sharper with another 24 hours of model data. What to expect in tomorrow's update, I'll have confirmed timing on that cool change to within an hour for each location. I'll have better clarity on the Monday thunderstorm potential, and I'll be tracking that Gulf tropical low with updated formation probabilities. Plus, like I said, if you V-dropped your town in the comments, I'll try to give you specific info. For now, the key things to remember Saturday is the peak heat day. Have your heat plan ready if you in affected areas. Fire danger is extreme in multiple states. Respect total fire bans. Cool change brings relief Sunday, but timing varies by location. And there's potentially decent rain coming early next week, though where exactly is still being sorted out. I know weather forecasting isn't perfect and these model disagreements can be frustrating, but I'd rather give you the honest picture, including the uncertainty, than pretend I know exactly what'll happen. Weather-S complex, especially transition seasons like this. Appreciate all of you watching and engaging in the comments. Your feedback helps shape these forecasts and makes them more useful for everyone. If you found this helpful, next update is tomorrow afternoon, same time. I'll have those refined predictions and address specific locations from the comments. Stay safe in this heat, look after each other, and I'll catch you tomorrow with the updated forecast.